little bit more organized, but I always tend to go on tangents, so we'll see how that goes. So right now it is Saturday, and it's like 6, just after 6, 8 in the morning. I can't go back to sleep. I woke up like an hour ago or even earlier, and I watched a movie, and now I just can't sleep. So I guess I am making a video since I have nothing else better to do. I think I'm jet lagged because I've actually just came back from vacation. I went to the Philippines for 3 weeks, and I just came back on Wednesday, so I guess I'm somewhat jet lagged still. I didn't think that I got jet lagged because I usually adjust pretty well when I travel, even in different time zones, but I guess it's catching up to me now, and obviously I can't sleep, so anyways, so I have a lot to go through. I don't really have a particular order, but I guess I'll start with what I usually talk about, which is like in terms of my eating and working out and that sort of thing. So I haven't worked out since I got back, and obviously I didn't work out while I was on vacation, but before I had left, so basically my last video I actually watched before I left, and I was in a really bad state of mind. I was really, like, I guess you could say depressed. I was just unhappy, unfulfilled, and unmotivated, and I think that's what I called my last video. So basically, a lot has happened since that time. I know I was looking for a job, and I couldn't find a job at that time, and I was really unhappy in my part-time job, and just a lot of things were just piling up, and I was just really stressed out. And I wasn't working out, and I was eating horribly, so that was just an addition to all the other BS that I had to deal with. So I ended up finally starting to work out. I kind of had to snap myself out of my rut, and I started the Insanity workouts again. So the Insanity workout is like 60 days, and I technically didn't complete it because my last 3 days was when, like, ended up having to be when I was in Philippines, and obviously I'm not going to work out there. I wasn't that motivated, but I could honestly say that before that I didn't miss any workout, and I was really disciplined with each daily, like, workout that was on the schedule, and I felt good, and I felt energized again, and I felt like I had lost some weight and gained some energy and muscle back that I had lost when I stopped working out for the 3 months prior. So it was good. I mean, I was still eating things that were not necessarily healthy. I realized that I can't put myself on a diet. It's very detrimental, actually, to be on a diet for me. I end up craving more unhealthy things, and I end up more likely to binge, especially on like really sugary things, because I have a weakness for sweet food. So I still ate whatever I wanted, kind of, but like I was able to maintain or balance that out with my working out, and I found that I wasn't eating as much, and it's not because I was trying to be like, conscious about what I was eating, but it was just because I wasn't hungry, or I was able to deter myself from like snacking even when I wasn't hungry, which is what I usually do when I'm stressed. So yeah, I was in a good state of mind. I have to admit though, like during the last week before we left, I had more increased cravings, and I really think it's because I was like PMSing. It really has, I find that during those times I really do crave more junk food and sweets, so somehow I have to figure out what I'm going to do about that. But I mean, that's more of a normal thing that anyone or any woman can relate to. So yeah, so that was in terms of my working out and eating. I checked my weight before, and before I had left for vacation. I was at the lowest I've ever been in a long time. Like, I was under 125. I do think my scale is kind of a little off. I think that it makes me weigh a little less than I should. So, because it was saying that I was weighing like 121 or 121 pounds, and that's like a little low. Well, I mean lower than I can believe. But I was able to stay under 125 and stay in the early 120s, which is really great. But of course I went on vacation, and you can't really lose weight obviously on vacation, and it's hard to really maintain weight if you're not exercising. So I don't think I really gained much weight, but I don't feel like, I feel a little bit chubby. I'm still under 125. I believe I'm still under 125. Ever since I got back, I haven't really had much of an appetite. I've been eating like these peanut brittles that I brought back from Philippines, but I haven't really had like decent meals. But when we were there, we'd have like rice for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which is typical of an Asian, if you live like in Asia. So yeah, I had like heavy meals throughout the day, plus snacking in between. Okay, so that's my eating and exercising. Took up a little bit longer than I expected. Anyways, so in terms of jobs, so I actually have a job now that's related to my field. It's part-time, and it's only 2 days a week, so Monday and Tuesday, 8-hour shifts, and it's at a hospital. So, I mean, I know it's not enough to get me through, but I'm happy that I'm actually in having a job that I somewhat enjoy, and I mean somewhat because I still want to get into like a job where it's in the nuclear medicine department, and I could do all the bunch of exams that I've learned. Right now I'm just doing one test, and it's pretty repetitive. I mean, there's a little bit of variances, but it's not as there's not as much variety with this so far, but it's a good start, and I'm not going to complain, and it's made me a lot happier in terms of my job, and it's good money. I mean, at least I can start saving up, and yeah, and get that much closer to moving out. So with my other job that I was telling you guys about before, the one at the butcher shop, the one that was stressing me out like hell, the one that was making me swear my mouth off and be miserable. So before I left for Philippines, actually about 2 or almost 2 months before, I had given them my notice that I was not going to be there for much longer. I told them that I found a new job and that I need to move on. And of course, my manager was pretty nice about it, but at the same time, like I've been there for 7 years almost, and I think I've done enough, and I'm not getting anything positive from that job anymore, so it's time to move on. So sayonara, I have no regrets. So before we left for Philippines, it was my last week before we left, and I left, and I'm happy about my decision. I know I'll be less stressed without this job, and now all I have to do is wait for my boyfriend to leave that place, because I think he's not treated the way he should be, and not recognized for how amazing he is as a worker and as a chef there, and it's just constant mental abuse there. Workplace ethics is very poor. There isn't any, basically, and yeah, like it's just a terrible place to work at, and I have no regrets of leaving. So, as you can tell. Okay, so, so while I was in Philippines on my last few days, I actually got an email. I'm still trying to apply for jobs, because obviously this part-time job is not going to be enough in the long run, so I'm still applying. I do have a 1-year contract with them, which ends October of this year, so I have quite a long while, but I'm still applying for 2 other jobs, so maybe I can get another part-time job. And I'm getting an interview, yay! And this time it's completely related to my field. It is what I studied. It's for a part-time casual, which works really well with my current job. And my interview is in like 2 weeks. I'm nervous. It's going to be panel format, which I'm still kind of unsure of what that's going to be like, because this is actually my first like face-to-face interview. Well, my second, I guess, if you want to include this job, but yeah, I've never had a panel format job interview, so I'm a little bit scared and nervous, but whatever happens, happens. I believe things happen for a reason, and if I get the job, that's amazing for me. If I don't, at least I got some practice, because I know I need a lot of more interview practice and skills. So yeah, so that's in terms of my job life. What's next? Sorry. Okay, so yeah, I guess this is more about my trip. So we went for 3 weeks. Before we had left, we planned some excursions, and so who went with me on this trip? So it was my sister and her family, so my brother-in-law and my little nephew, who is going to be like 10 months, or who is 9 months right now, which is crazy. I can't believe how fast it's going, but he's growing like the speed of light. It's crazy. So they went, and my boyfriend came with us, and last minute my father came on a different flight than us, but ended up coming just 2 days after. Okay, so let's see. When we got there, we planned to stay with my family there, like my aunt and uncle, in the main city, which is Manila. We stayed there for a few days until we had to go to Cebu and Bohol, which is another like part of Philippines, more beachy areas and more touristy, and just a different aspect of the Philippines, I guess. I've never been to those places, so we were all excited to go and see what those places had to offer. So all of us went except for my dad. My dad's reason of going was to visit his brother, who is ill with cancer. So that was that. And my boyfriend stayed with us for the first half. And our plan initially was that he would stay with me and my family for the first half, and then the second half, when we came back from those excursions, we'd go to his province to visit his family in Philippines. And his province is about 6 hours away from where my family lives, so it's quite a long drive or bus ride, but it's like, to me, it would have been worth it just for a different experience, to see the rural life of the Philippines, not just the city life, because, I mean, that gets old. It's just the same kind of, thing, shopping malls and polluted areas and all that stuff. So I really, really wanted to see his province for that, and also to meet his family. And obviously that did not happen because my dad was there pretty much chaperoning my trip, and making sure I don't go. It was so annoying. Like, I can't even, like, once I get into it, I get so irked and I get so frustrated because I didn't get to do what I wanted to do. We ended up visiting people that honestly I didn't care to see. I didn't feel like mingling and talking, and I basically didn't. I was pretty miserable. My boyfriend did go to his province without me. I was a giant mess. I was just full of emotions. I was crying and being grumpy, and I didn't want to be like a bitch about it, but I mean, there's a limit to what patience I have, and it was just, I was done. So I basically didn't really enjoy this trip to the way I wanted to, and it's really sad. I was ready to leave a week before, and then to compound onto that, so on our way back, actually before we left, my boyfriend got sick. He had a high fever, that started a couple days before our flight back home. I gave him like a Tylenol, and his fever would go down, but then a few hours later it would come back, and it was on and off, worse at night, and he would sleep early and barely eat. I mean, I thought it was just a fever and it would go away eventually, because he does get fevers like very often. Well, I wouldn't say often, but he has gotten it every so often during the year, so I thought it was just another like fever and something that'll just pass. So on our day that we traveled back, and this is like a 24-hour, travel back to Canada, it was a nightmare. He still had his fever, and it was really bad. Like, he could barely stand up without feeling dizzy, and I thought he was going to pass out and faint on me. I had to carry our luggage like the whole time. He was just so weak, and this was the worst kind of sick I've ever seen him. And then to top it off, my nephew ended up getting a cough while we were on the plane, and he was just miserable, which made my sister and my brother-in-law miserable, and I was miserable because everyone else was as well. And my throat was starting to hurt, and it was just a giant mess coming home. And then my dad was on a different flight back, which arrived about a few hours after ours, so I had to wait for him in the airport for like 6 hours almost, so that I could get a ride home with all our luggage. So it was just a pile of mess and sadness and frustration and sickness. Right now, my boyfriend is still sick. He went to the doctor the next day and they gave him antibiotics, but he has a fever still. And I'm going nuts because I haven't seen or talked to him since. I've just been talking back and forth with his mom, and she's just giving me updates on how he's doing, and he's just weak and tired, and and his fever came back like just after midnight, so I'm like worried to hell. So I mean, that's probably also why I can't sleep, because I'm thinking about all these things. And yeah, that's that. I feel like I've been talking forever. I can't believe this video was like over 20 minutes. I think I'll just stop now. I don't know who's gonna get to the end of this video, but if you are one of them, thank you so much for listening to me vent and ramble on. Yeah, that's how it's been going, and I don't know what to. I actually am enrolled in an online course at the moment, just to kind of keep me kind of focused, and this will actually help me in my resume if I have if I take these continuing education courses. What else? Yeah, and my hair, sorry, this is kind of random, but my hair is growing finally. I'm going to be growing it out again because I miss my long hair, but as you can tell, there's quite a big difference from the last time I made a video, which is great. Yeah, so just my last note in terms of working out, I don't know what to do right now because it's freezing. We just had a snowstorm, like almost like over feet of snow, which is a lot because it hasn't snowed that much in years here. So obviously I can't work out outside. I'm done. I'm pretty much done the Insanity program, so I don't want to start that over. So yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking of joining a gym. Haven't decided. I really want to save up so I can move out of this freaking prison. But I don't know. I don't know what to do yet. So hopefully I'll make a video soon after this. I guess I'll let you guys know how my interview goes. But until then, hope everyone's doing well. I've been watching a lot of videos of people that have been watching videos for a long time, and it seems like you guys are doing well now, which is awesome. So just keep it up, keep your head up. And I'm going to read you one quote that has kept me going before I left for the Philippines when I was doing the Insanity workouts. And this is it. So, now if you are going to win any battle, you have to do one thing. You have to make the mind run the body. Never let the body tell the mind what to do. The body will always give up. It is always tired in the morning, noon, and night. But the body is never tired if the mind is not tired. So just something to think about. I believe it 100%. So yeah, I guess I'll try to see if I can go to sleep. I think it's almost 7 now. So till next time, take care everyone. Bye.